Back to Corbellic Studios. Today we're going to be doing a neo-expressionism Roman soldier that's on the cover of a TV guide or something like that, right? It's just going to be where we're just going to be mixing in some pop art, some expressionism, but also just doing our own thing. I don't even know if I'm going to put it on a TV guide. I really don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, all right? But what I do know is that we're just showing up right now, and then we're just going to put the action in. As long as we put the action in, the art finds us. It's always the action first, and then the inspiration comes, then the motivation comes. It's not the other way around. All right, so let's just get into this painting right now, knock this out, then let's see what we pop up with. All right, so let's start working off the background. I'm going to use the big brush, which is the 2-inch, right? Just so I can get these colors down on the background. I'm going to get these colors down on the background. All right, let's do it like this. Just some, what is that, like a dark red, like a brownish red? Now let's put some actual brown in here. Over here. And when it comes to paintings like this, it really doesn't matter about the background. The sloppier, the better, in my experience, in my opinion, my professional opinion. You can just do what you want. Don't think too much about it. All right, now let's have the premise be black. All right, most of it be black. Let's do our background. That's what we're gonna do. Black goes a long way. Experiment with it in your paintings, because it doesn't always have to be a bright background or a light background. Black also shows confidence in your artwork as well. So if you ever look at some of the successful members in the community, most times, if you notice that they use black a lot, and you don't always have to do it, but it's just a good contrast. So you can have some areas where you have a light, and then you have some areas that's the black. And then in the black, you can lighten it up, or you can have your principle that's in the middle. It just shows confidence that you know what you're doing, or they don't really know. The buyer doesn't, like I always say, the buyer doesn't care about how you got there, how long you got there, what methods and tools that you got there. It's just about the end result. So as long as they see the end result, and then you have the principle that's painted on top of the black and maybe some different light colors, then you're in business. You can do your own thing, experiment. Don't listen to me. I didn't go to art school. All right, boom. We just dried that off right there. So now let's add the layer of white on top of it. I always like to do that whenever I have a premise of a black, right? Like I'm going to have the double effect, the double negative of having that white in there, layer on top of it. Here I am. I'm pretending like I know what I'm talking about, right? When obviously I'm working off of a projector, and the projector's like, you know, guiding me on a color premise somewhat. But even if I don't follow, because I don't always follow what the color premise is of what the canvas, but even if I don't, like, I still have somewhat of an idea of how I want to go about it, because this is the beauty of working off of a projector, is that it can guide you on different ideas that you may not thought of before, or just give you the confidence that it's okay to do it. It's fine. Some things that you might want to do as an artist, it might be a little bit more daunting or difficult in your own head to do it alone. But if you have the projector that's there, you have more of a psychological advantage of freedom to do it. That's the thing. The projector is not saying that we all can't be artistic and we couldn't possibly do these things ourselves, because we can. It's just to give you also a psychological advantage to let you know that it is okay of the choice that you might want to make. Because sometimes as artists, it's like we get in our head about certain choices that we want to make. Is this okay? Should I do it this way? Is that okay? By me using the projector, it just gives me more of a confidence advantage, where I don't have to question the choices that I'm making, because hey, it looks good on the image. It looks good on that reference that I want to use. I'll just do that and then work off of it. Picasso says that decent artists copy. Great artists, they steal, baby. They steal. You understand? So what he was saying off of that is like, make it into your own. There's nothing new under the sun. Be confident in that you're stealing it and being like, you know what? I'm going to go with that idea, but I'm going to make it so bold and I'm going to make it so different, or I'm going to do my own take on it that it's going to be mine. Maybe I'll use the whole head as a reference, and then the body, I'll do a different body. Maybe I'll have the whole body be the reference, and then I'll make the head completely different and I'll do that. It doesn't matter. That's how you need to come about it. All right, so now let's see here. I'm looking for a white. Okay, I'll work off of this. I'm not gonna use paint. I'm gonna actually use a oil pastel. But one of the cheat codes that I do when I want it to look stronger in color, especially this one that I get from Blix, which is a little bit more hard, it's not as oily. I warm this up a little bit so that way when I lay it down, it's going to be more oily, or it's going to be more pronounced with the color. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so now that the canvas is warm, let me hurry up and do this so the colors just bounce more. This is a little trick. So let me hurry up and do this. You see how strong that white looks? It's because we heated up the canvas. See? I just gave you some gem game right there. If you ever want to make your pastels pop a little bit more, just heat up your canvas. So that way you don't have to work the pastel too hard. Now I'm going to heat it up one more time because there's some letterings that I want to do over here. All right, boom, there we go. I think these are going to be like some Roman numerals or maybe Latin. Or you can even add in your own lettering in here of things that you want to put. And it doesn't even have to make sense either. The buyer will think that it makes sense and maybe you're trying to be social, political or something. A lot of times what I would do, if when I'm painting, I'll listen to a podcast or I'll listen to something, right? And I'll do that so that way, whenever I'm doing a neo-expressionism piece, whatever they're saying that's going on the podcast, I don't know, they could just use a random word, whatever they would say, I would throw it into the artwork and or play ideas off of that to make it seem like I'm thinking of that subject matter or whatever they're talking. I don't know. Or I would throw a letter out. So for example, if this has M on here, then let's put a plus right here and maybe parentheses and then an arrow over. So look right here, we're gonna put another M because it looks like it's like Malcolm or something. And maybe a C here, maybe an O right here. And then an X Maybe I should write Rome right here for the empire. And boom, that's it. I mean, this is a very simple video. I just want to, you know, less is best. It always doesn't have to be these grand, colorful videos and pictures all the time. And even with your artwork, it doesn't always have to be grand. It could just be something simple. That way, the buyers understand that you have a variety of something that's different, but you're also confident in you being simple. All right, I'm gonna throw a little bit of blue on here because blue is just one of my signature things. I can't get away from it. I have to throw a little bit of blue in here to change it up. Just a little bit of contrast. Maybe a little bit of darker blue. That works for me. It's a beautiful painting. It means a lot while meaning nothing at all. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that with so many things in your life. If you want great things in your life, it's okay with saying that you don't have to always do the most. You don't always have to, everything doesn't always have to be difficult and complicated and difficult in your life for you to achieve and get the things that you want. We need to start normalizing that we can achieve and get the things that we want by just showing up, being confident, being who we are. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Let's start normalizing that. Can we normalize that? Let's normalize that energy where everything in life doesn't have to be difficult. All right, let me take a picture of this. All right, there we go. Look, I'm happy with it right there. There's our Neo-Expressionism Roman with the Roman numerals. He's ready for war. He's got his horse right there. It doesn't always have to be complicated. If they want to get the complicated stuff, then they can go to your store and they can get also the variety. I like to do artwork that's like this a lot of times too. So that way you really throw people's mind off. Like if you have a fine art gallery store and you're doing the aesthetic pleasing stuff all the time, you're going to burn yourself out. You also want to trick people where when they see this, they also know that you're capable of doing the fine art stuff. They know that you're capable of doing the beautiful stuff if you want to, the colors, the flowers, or whatever. But then when they see this, they know that it's not coming from just somebody who has no experience with art. They know that it comes with somebody who has a variety in taste, all right? And Picasso said, taste is the enemy of creativity. So be creative, be a child, learn how you could just be free. No ego involved in anything that we're doing. Hey, I got up here and I did this myself, no ego involved. I don't care. All right, so if you want to learn how you can do this yourself, how you can change things up, have a variety of different art into your eBay store, you don't have to have experience with doing this. I break everything down for you. Click the link, join us in the free eBay art community, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.